This is the 2024 Honda Odyssey Elite. Is it the most versatile minivan on the market? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Holmes Honda and we're going to give you the particulars on this Odyssey Elite. It is the top trim level, so it's loaded with features. If you want to know more about this model, check out the link down in the description of the video to the Holmes Honda website. And for those of you who are big fans of LED, and let's face it, in this day and age, who isn't? That definitely helps out in seeing after dark. LED basically everywhere you look. LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, that shimmering effect you see has to do with my camera. The light is not actually doing that. You also have LED fog lights down there on the lower portion of the bumper, and you can see with your sensor right here, we're gonna have a lot of great safety features here, including your front and rear parking sensors. You're also going to have Honda sensing. That's going to include collision mitigation braking, road departure, lane keeping assist. All of that's going to be there. A lot of great features. And this minivan does come exclusively with front wheel drive. How about our tire and wheel size? Let's give you the numbers on that. Your width is going to be 235. We're going to have a 55 series sidewall and 19-inch wheels. And as we work our way up, we're going to have body color with our mirror caps. Lunar silver is the exterior color. It has a gray interior, by the way. It's not black. A little bit of a surprise. That's not often the case with Hondas, but that is an available color here. Turn signal indicators built in, and you will also find that they are heated and power adjustable. Now let me work my way over here to this side because there is one feature that I want to show you. Actually, two. You won't find blind spot information system here like you will on a lot of Honda vehicles, but it doesn't mean it isn't here. It's actually located on the interior right here inside of the door on both sides. We'll also find the button right here. And what does that do? Well, it's magic. It folds the power folding side view mirrors in or out. So that feature is here if that's something you're looking for. And something else that we definitely want to cover is going to be the remote. And there it is. You can see you have remote start, lock and unlock. You can open and close your power tailgate, but I'll go ahead and do it this way. You can do that with the remote. Power sliding side doors on the driver and passenger side. You will also find that you have LED tail lights here at the rear. And this is a hands-free tailgate. If you need to know how that works, it will come with this sticker on the back. It says you're supposed to remove that after reading. I guess it's kind of a Mission Impossible sort of thing. But how does that work? Well, it's very easy. You just kick down here on that middle section of the bumper and the power tailgate opens up. And if you're in a situation where maybe you need to change the height of the tailgate. Maybe it's set too low, maybe it's set too high. Just depends on the situation. You just pull that down. You'll see right here, might be hard to see on the screen, but it says hold to set height. So we're gonna hold that button and listen for the beeps. And what we'll find out is when I open that tailgate one more time, that the tailgate will open right up and it will be absolutely no problem. It will go right where I need it to go. Let's get that to open for us. Well, I say we're going to do that real quick. There we go. We'll open that up. That wasn't real quick, but you're gonna see that it stops where I set it, and it's that easy. And to reset it, just push it back to where you need it to be. Let's say we wanna reset it to the height up there, and we just repeat the process of holding that button down. Under the hood is the 3.5 liter Honda V6. This is the VTEC engine. It's naturally aspirated. For those of you who don't like turbochargers, this is a good option for you from Honda. It makes 280 horsepower and 262 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And let's talk about those all-important MPGs. We're looking at 19 city, 28 highway, 22 combined, 4.5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And if you're curious to know about your gas tank size, it's 19.5 gallons. Being that this model only comes in front wheel drive, your towing is going to be limited to 3,500 pounds, but that gives you an idea of what you can do. And you're looking at 32.8 up to 144.9 cubic feet. And you're actually in line with that amount of cargo capacity with something as large as a full-size SUV, such as the GMC Yukon XL, that comes in with 144.7 cubic feet of cargo capacity. You might wonder how that's possible. Well, all three of these seats in this middle row area can be removed. The middle seat comes out, and so do the outboard seats. Now, the weight difference is about 30 to 40 pounds. We're looking at probably around 40 pounds with the middle seat, and probably I'd say 70 to 80 with those outboard seats. Just something to think about. And everything is very configurable here. But before we get to showing configuration, let's talk about more cargo space here. We have the storage bins here on each side. Now, as of, I think it was 2022, the Honda vac is no longer available. Something that I know a lot of people really liked having, but it's not here. You still have your 12 volt back here, and a little bit of space right here. And underneath the rear of the Odyssey is the spare tire. So there is a spare tire here. And let me move these out of the way, because this rear cargo area really has a nice multitasking area. By the way, these seats do recline quite nicely, as you can see. But when the seats are not, the magic stowing seats are not stowed away, this area can be used for more space. Just nice to know you have some options, some versatility. But it's really nice to know that there's a lot more going on here. When you take all of the seats out, well, you can use it for cargo space as far as just generalized cargo, whatever that may be that will fit. You could also outfit this area with different little storage bins and things like that and use it as a work van. You could use it as a delivery van. There's a lot of opportunities that come from owning an Odyssey. And you can see that I have removed the middle seat because I did want to show you this lever right here. When you pull on that, it allows you to move the seats back and forth. So you could move this seat over, or you can do the same thing with the other seat. So these seats do move back and forth. Now, they only go as far as what I showed you right there. They won't go beyond that point, but that's what you have. And like I said, these are fully removable. Now, I do have a video where I show how to remove these. You can definitely look that up on my YouTube channel if you want to. Now, there are a couple little tricks here to know about. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. All I did right here is pull on this lever. That pushes the seat forward. Very easy to deal with. Just move that forward on its tracks. And that allows for moving into the rear seat area. Now, I did want to show you something here in that these seats, being that they do slide, you can move them back and forth. And so here is one of the positions right here, and that offers a ton of leg space, a lot of room back here, and reclining the seats back helps too, to improve rear seat passenger space. Let me move over here to the other side, to the passenger side. With the seat all the way back, and with the seat back in its upright position, I still have a reasonable amount of space right here. So I do have extra room. That's a good thing. We also have the ability to plug in headphones. We're going to have another 12 volt power outlet right there, and air conditioning vents, and also going to have the ability to hang up the privacy shades here on these rear windows. A little hard to get in and out one-handed. And then over here on the passenger side, you can see that you had the addition of a USB port over there instead of a 12 volt power outlet. It would be kind of nice to see the USBs on both sides. Not sure why we don't, but that's just the way it is. But everybody has their own air conditioning vent, quite a bit of space. It would seem to be a little more cramped if the third row seat was here, but I can stretch my leg out a little bit more that way, just makes it a little more comfortable. And to close the power sliding doors, well, there's a couple of different ways to do that. That button will do it right there. You can also use this lever to do that. Just pull on that lever and that will do it as well. These doors do have shades as well. The windows are power. They slide up and down, open completely, and I'll show you on the other side here in just a second. But you also have the air conditioning vents right here and the grab handles to make getting in and out easier. Not that it's hard to get in and out of this minivan because it's not real high off the ground. We also have the rear seat pocket right there and the upper seat pocket. A little bit of space right there as well. Some cup holders and the connectivity options down here that are definitely plentiful. And no matter how long the trip is, it is nice to have the entertainment system here for rear seat passengers, whether it's a long road trip or maybe just a trip around the block to the grocery store. It keeps the kids entertained, whether they're adult kids or real kids, whichever it is. Cup holders and the space right back here for whatever will fit. Now, I don't know if I'd call this an armrest as much. I guess it could be used as an armrest, but honestly, I'd like to have it be a little higher, but I understand why it's not, just because that would protrude into the back seat area, the third seat area, and really wouldn't be very comfortable. And you can see I moved the seat back into its upright position. All you have to do to make that happen is pull on this lever and then pick up on the seat back as you have the lever pulled out. And the same thing to bring it down. You just pull on that, pull on the seat back, put it back in place. Now let's move over here. And like I said earlier in the video, I was going to demo. Now this is one touch down, and notice it pretty much goes all the way down. Not all the way, but almost all the way. It's also one touch up. So a very nice feature. The control for the air conditioning, the third zone of climate control back here, is right here, as you can see. And there are grab handles, or what I like to call oh crap handles, at every door. And I'm going to push the ignition button right here, and you can see the blind spot information system come on right there, just so you can see it in action. And for those of you who maybe have browsed the comments, or if you do, and you see that person asking what the price is, you can say, shame on you for not watching the whole video. When they ask how you know they didn't watch the whole video, just tell them, Tom gave the price, you just didn't hear it because you weren't watching the whole video. $51,765 is what that price is. And here is your seat memory settings, two different settings right there, the typical controls for side view mirrors and controlling the windows and all that good stuff here. And the driver can also control opening and closing those power sliding side doors, and they can even turn that feature off for rear seat passengers, or should I say middle row passengers, if he wants to or she wants to. They can open and close the power tailgate, control the traction control if you'd like to do a front wheel drive burnout with your Odyssey. And then you can go through here and control some of the features right here as far as your safety features go when you push that button. And so everything pretty easy to deal with. Right here, we're going to have that lever that lets people around you know what you're doing and what your intentions are when your blinkers come on. You can also control the headlights and fog lights, and tail lights obviously as well right there. You control your front and rear window wipers here. Here are your steering wheel mounted controls. I think you know what is what as far as all of that goes. There is the button for your heated steering wheel. Right now, I would like to have a ventilated steering wheel. We're headed for 96 degrees today. It's going to be hot. And for those who want to know if you have built-in navigation, there is your answer. You do. Again, that flickering effect, in case you're that person skipping around in the video. Earlier, I mentioned that that comes from my camera. It's not really happening. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability for your cell phone. If you want to pair your phone, you can do all of that. Very easy to deal with. And you can also see what's going on within the back seat area. If somebody's yelling and screaming back there and you just don't want to turn around to see who it is, well, you don't have to. Here's how you do it. Pretty easy to deal with. There's a lot of cool features here in the Odyssey. Very, very nice, very convenient, very modern, including cabin talk. When you realize who's screaming back there, you can scream back at them with cabin talk. There's a lot of cool features, that's for sure. And you don't have as many camera views as you might have depending on trim level on the Honda Pilot these days, but you do have your multi-view rear view camera, 3 different views, pretty easy to deal with when you go into reverse. And then we have our dual zone climate control here in the front, very easy to deal with. Also grateful to have heated and ventilated seats, really ventilated right now because we don't need heated and won't for a long time, probably until November or December of this year. And how about some of the driving modes here that you have? Well, you have DNS, that's going to be drive and sport. You also have snow and econ. Turn on your auto stop start feature or turn it off depending on what you want to do right there. And we have a pass-through down here that offers a lot of space. I really like that. Good use of space by Honda. You can also see that's where the discs go for playing video or movies. I guess it could be videos as well. And then some connectivity options down here. So you can see what all is here with all of that. very easy to deal with. And cup holders, wireless charging, and here are the armrests that can be adjusted. I like the fact that you can still adjust these a little bit depending on where you want those to be set. And down here is what always makes me think of a garage door when I open that. You even have the headphones, a couple of sets of headphones and the remote for the entertainment system right there. Also your wireless charging pad. And real quick, let's take a look up here. We have the conversation mirror. So when you figure out who's yelling in the back seat, if you need to give them the angry eyes, you can. Or if they're being good, you can give them the kind eyes. Just depends on what's necessary, right? And then your upper console, you can see what all is there. And one thing I haven't shown yet is the fact that you do have a sunroof. Conventional size sunroof. It's not panoramic, but that's what you have. Plenty of space in the interior for the driver and passengers, that's for sure. And for those of you who don't know, today I'm filming the video. I think I might have said it earlier in the video, but it is May 27th of 2024, and that means it's Memorial Day. And that means there's not nearly as much traffic on the road as there normally is. I'm loving this. This is the way it used to be in Shreveport, Louisiana, where I live. A long time ago, pretty much all the time, there just weren't a lot of vehicles on the road, so it was really nice. But what's it like to drive this Odyssey? Well, one of the big advantages here is that you have a very large interior, so that makes everything nice and spacious. I'm 5'10", so I feel like somebody who's well in excess of 5'10" or 6 feet tall is going to be comfortable. You have this 12-way adjustable power driver's seat, so the driver can definitely set things up where they want them to be, make things nice and comfortable, not only in that respect, but also with the heated or ventilated seats. Depending on where you live, you might use those heated seats a lot more than we would here in Northwest Louisiana. It's not very often that we need those compared to when we need the ventilated seats. Obviously, you got your heated steering wheel, which, by the way, speaking of the steering wheel, something I forgot to mention earlier in the video is the fact that you also have a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. So the lever for that is on the left-hand side of the steering column. You drop that lever, you can adjust this however you need to, and then make sure to put that back in place before you take off down the road. If you don't, you'll quickly figure out why I say that. And I did turn on the navigation right there simply because, believe it or not, one time I had somebody complain because I just left the screen the way it was previously before I turned that on, and they were upset about that. The life of YouTube, of a YouTuber. You never know what you're going to hear from people or read in their comments. It can be entertaining sometimes, and sometimes it makes you turn your head. You might do what I just said, actually. Turn your head like a dog hearing a new sound. In fact, you probably just did that based on my little tongue twist in the previous sentence. But it's okay to laugh. Sometimes I give you those opportunities. But a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. For me, the ride quality is good. That is one thing where I think you really need to get out and drive these vehicles for yourselves to form your own opinion, because it depends on what you're used to. Your expectations may be different than mine. Your experiences may be different than mine. I'm used to driving a GMC 2500 that doesn't necessarily have the smoothest ride quality. It's sure not the worst, but it's an HD truck, so it's not going to ride the best compared to some vehicles out there. But that's why you need to get in. You might say, Tom, you downplayed the ride quality, it's better than you made it sound, or you might say the opposite. It just depends on what you're used to and what your expectations are. Acceleration is also good based on my experience. Now, I have never driven an Odyssey trying to pull a trailer or with a load of cargo or passengers, a full load of passengers, anything like that. So I'm sure there would be a difference depending on how much more weight you add, but I still think the Odyssey is going to do a good job of getting down the road for you in the conditions that it's built for. So shouldn't really be an issue as far as that's concerned. Everything here, very easy to learn and very easy to use as far as technology goes. That goes across the board with any Honda model. I am curious to see what we've got coming in the future, but since Honda hasn't said anything about that just yet, we're all going to have to sit back and wait and see what happens if we're going to see a 2025 Odyssey that is fully redesigned or not. So tell me what you think about the 2024 Honda Odyssey. I know we haven't seen a full redesign in quite a while, We'll have to see what comes for 2025. Honda has not said anything as of yet about that, and I'm not going to make any guesses as to whether or not it will come. But is this the most versatile minivan on the market? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Holmes Honda for loaning me this Odyssey for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe, that way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.